Good morning. So I just want to do a quick video. Just sat down on my YouTube and I got a message on a recent video that I uploaded, why the spiritual awakening hurts so much. And I got a reply that I would want to read and kind of discuss, because I feel like this is something that is representing so many of us now during these times, with all of this intense energy that is coming through and the changes on the planet. You can see that everything is changing and there is a mass awakening, and there is a lot of us coming into ourselves. It's very painful, and we don't really know what to do with the energy or why it's happening, and we get so tired on this path. So I want to read this to you. So first of all, thank you for writing. So it says, thank you. I am trying. I don't want to be here anymore. I'm just so tired. I am 62 and have never known how to connect because I am all heart-centered and most people are mind-centered. Have you ever felt this way? And so, yes, absolutely. And connecting to, I am trying. I'm trying. We're all doing the best that we can. We're all doing the best that we can. We're all trying. And I think that as we go through this, we keep trying, and then we realize that in the trying is futile, because in the trying is trying to do something. We have to try to find our way to just be, and to be in allowance, and that is part of the work. We are transcending the ego, which the ego is always trying to figure things out, trying to understand where I need to be, how do I stop this? So in the trying, there is a fighting. There is a holding yourself separate from yourself, which in the release, it's just allowing. And I'm still in this process too. And I think that this is the process. We keep going back and forth in between ego-centered to our higher selves. We go rise into our higher selves when we can't. And then we look at the world in a complete different light, and then we go back down into the ego to do more work in there on release and letting go, and knowing that we are protected, and knowing that we are divinely guided and held throughout this journey. There is a purpose for it, which is a higher purpose. And I'm just so tired. We get so tired. And I think that being tired is also part of the journey. We just get you get so tired that in the end, you have to let go and release yourself into it, because you can't be in that fighting against yourself anymore. You quit kicking against the circumstances. You quit kicking against yourself. You quit kicking against the pain, and you just resonate with it. And then you can come into ownership of it, where you are completely embracing and taking hold of your ego as your own inner child. Like, you are coming into yourself and you are connecting your higher self with your ego and becoming one with it, completely merging and becoming in the driver's seat of your ego. It's like you're calming your ego and saying, shh, 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 shh. I'm coming in and I'm holding you now. So your ego can be let off the hook of having to always know what to do and control the situation. And because the ego knows that it's the false self, so it's in fear, because it doesn't feel like it really has a place to lay its hat. It's not. It is a complex, divine, false sense of I, where it gets its sense of I through me when I am connected to the divine, and I flow through the ego as my tool to navigate this world. So when you let the ego off the hook and you say, I've got you. And we are divinely guided by this divine intelligence, the universe. We are connected to everything that is. The food that we eat comes from the ground. We are connected through our food to the ground. We are connected to the water. We're interconnected with everything else in this 3D plane. and can't be any different. We have the light of God flowing through us. And then you can ease your ego into knowing that everything is okay. Everything is okay. We don't have to control the outcomes. We don't have to hold on anymore. We don't have to, you don't have to. The ego, I'm holding you. And I am all-knowing part of the divine. And so being tired on this, I think, is part of the divine plan and the divine journey. You have to get tired. Your ego has to get so depleted and so tired of trying to hold that it just relinquishes over the power and allows you to, it relinquishes over the power and allows the divine to come in and take over. And that's when you can fully merge with your ego and become one. And it says, I am 62 and never known how to connect because I'm heart-centered. Most people are mind-centered. I understand. This is when you are an empath, when you can feel others' emotions, a lot of times you are centered through emotion and you don't always, it's like you can't connect on that topical level because you are connected from underneath. And I understand exactly what the feeling is of that, where sometimes when we're as empaths, as we're growing up, we feel like we're outside of the game, like we don't get it. Everybody's talking about a different language than I am. And as we come into knowing ourselves and knowing what we just see that everybody is different and everybody has their own talents and their own gifts that they were given to give to humanity. And as an empath, you are connected to that energetic field. You're connected to the field of emotions, which you can go in and feel what somebody's feeling from within. One of the things that as an empath we need to understand is, first of all, is that it is the superpower. It gives us such an advantage to be able to feel what others are feeling to the very detail of what they're saying is not always what they're feeling. And a lot of times they believe what they're saying and they're not even aware of what they're feeling. So as empaths, a lot of times we're trying to figure it out with our mind. We're watching somebody say something, but our intuition, our emotional intelligence, our empath, isn't finding resolution between what is being said and the body language and the emotional vibe that we're picking up. So we catch on to really quick those things that are out of alignment. You see it almost immediately. Your inner self sees it. If you are in ego and mind, then it will just make you feel like you are confused because you don't understand what they're talking about. You feel something different. You are questioning your own self. Well, wait a minute. They're saying something, but I'm not understanding because you're not understanding because the emotion of what they're saying isn't in the words. And so there's a big like confusion around it that you would be sensing. Now you need to start trusting that intuition and that inner knowing and reading those emotions. Now another part of this is that as an empath, a lot of times before we are awakened, we can't tell the difference between another's emotions and our own emotions. And because we can feel others' emotions down to we will adopt others' emotions. We can get lost in the story of somebody else's emotions with them. We can feel it to the depths of our own soul, and we think that it's our emotion. And there's quit being so emotional. When you were empaths, quit being so emotional. Quit taking things so personally. Things that we hear that just make us question our own selves, like, okay, I'm not okay that I'm so emotional. I need to get a hold on that. I need to be more like everybody else, be more centered around thought, be more in my mind to be able to categorize things differently, but it's just a completely different mechanism. It's a completely different archetype. There is no fault in this. It's just completely different. Our talents, and so when you can see this emotional way of seeing things through your heart, this emotional way, it's not better or worse, it's different. And you see it as a superpower. And when you can see what it is and see it for what it is, then first of all, you listen to the words, but you start being more in tune to the emotion, because people will say things when they're trying to talk their own selves into things without even knowing that they are unaligned, that what they feel and what they're saying are not in alignment. And a lot of times with their ego words, mind being an ego, they are depressing their emotions. They're completely shutting out their emotions under lock and key within, and to where their own emotions aren't even accessible to them anymore. And as empaths, which is a superpower, right? Because we've come to heal the world. As empaths, you can make people feel again, especially if you can feel what the emotion is, what they're saying, and they're not aware of it. Just being in their present, if you are healed and not getting lost in it with them, right? If you are healed, just being present in their presence will heal that emotion for them, because you will become a perfect mirror back to them with that emotion. And then they will all of a sudden see the distance between what they're saying and what the emotion of it is, and it'll be like a spiritual awakening for them, get back into soul. So as the most important work that we have to do is our own internal work. The internal work that we have to do is all within the ego. Everything outside of us will transform once we are transformed. So there is no pressure of having to do something outwardly, but I need to make my this, and I need to do this, and I need to do that, and how am I going to, don't worry about all that. You take action, of course, in the world, but those things will come naturally as you heal your inner self and rise into your higher being. Whatever is in the outside world will be a representation of your inner clarity and your inner health. So I hope that this was very helpful. Let me read what I wrote as a reply, just so you have the full picture. Why is it not? Oh, it's because it's not a touch screen. So this is what I replied. She wrote, "Thank you. I am trying. I don't want to be here anymore. I'm just so tired. I am 62 and never known how to connect because I am all heart-centered and most people are mind-centered. Have you ever felt this way?" So we've already established that being tired is part of this. Trying is futile. It is more in letting go. And that being all heart-centered, it means that you are empath. That means that you are going through life through living through emotion and feeling others' emotions. This is a superpower. And so I wrote back, yes, absolutely. All of my life I felt like I was different, and a lot of times I feel like I speak a completely different language than most people. This can be lonely. When you realize that this means that you have superpowers to help humanity, it helps. The heart space is your connection to the divine and allows you to read and heal others emotionally. This is one of your talents and superpowers. It means that you are an empath. I get the tired thing too. I feel this a lot of times. I do. I feel tired a lot of times. When you're in ego and you are trying to figure it out, it gets so tiring. I am understanding within myself that this is ego-centered. Remember that everything that is put on your plate, you have the capability to overcome. Otherwise, it would not have been given to you on your path. And this is also true. Anything that you were given, it means that you have the capability of embracing it and empowering it and coming into the power side of that, whatever that archetype is, whatever that gift that was given to you is. So whatever was given to you on your plate, even if it, gifts sometimes come in really crappy packages, whatever was given to you, you can deal with and you can embody and you can bring into existence in its full power. Otherwise, it wouldn't be given to you. It just wouldn't even come into your existence. Also, if you are able to see it, then you are ready to transcend it. Otherwise, you would not be able to perceive it. So things are the only things that we can perceive in this. Everything is all the time around us at all times. All options, all of the lessons that we will ever need are around us at all times. We are coming into slowly being able to even perceive the lessons, because you can see that within ourselves when we transcend these automatic ways of thinking, when we rise above the automatics that we have going. We see that they were always there, and we see that we were always hitting up against the 3D world in those places, and they were creating chaos because we were not aligned with the divine, with cause and effect. We were fighting against what is with internal beliefs that were false. And so when you can see this backward, you can see that all of the lessons that we will ever need are all around us all the time. The only difference is that we rise within ourselves to the level of consciousness that we can perceive it. So it's all about the perception. It's all about us rising into the capability and ability of perceiving whatever it is. So if it's on your path, if it's within you, you have the capability to transcend it. And it will only show up for you when you are ready to transcend it. When you are ready and have the capability of perceiving it, it means that you are ready and have the capability of doing the work and overcoming it. So this is a blessing. This is actually coming to strengthen you and to give you, you to rise into yourself and to hold on and rein in those superpowers that you have gotten. And so if you are able to see it, then you are ready to transcend it. Otherwise, you would not be able to perceive it. So trust. And then I wrote to her, you gave me inspiration to do a video on the subject because there are so many going through this same thing right now. There's so many of us going through this exact thing, and that need the enlightenment and the understanding of what this means. So thank you for sharing and being so open and honest. I'm sending you lots of love and a big hug. So sending you guys lots of love and a big hug and understanding, and know your divine self, and know that you have the capability and the power to transcend whatever was put on your plate. And even the fact that you can perceive it, even the fact that you are in the pain of it, it means that you are blessed and that you were graced with this transition and with this transcending and with this capability of rising above and leading the rest of humanity alongside you. So sending you guys so much love. Thank you for watching.